Garvin Thomas joins us now with his story.
Jessica, Janelle, Jonathan Pascal had a health scare back in 2007. He recovered, but says that experience taught him many lessons about life, lessons he has put into practice in remarkable ways.
It's easy, controlled breathing.
There is a lot many of us can learn about living.
It's always the best place to start.
From how Jonathan Pascal has chosen to go about dying. Although in Jonathan's way of thinking, they are pretty much one and the same.
I wanted to do what is difficult because that's the way that I have always lived, to face on the challenge full on.
For 25 years, Jonathan's been a nurse practitioner at UCSF, most recently working on their lung transplant team. For the same amount of time, Jonathan's also been a triathlete, competing in dozens of triathlons over the years. Enough, in fact, to qualify for a spot in the 2022 Kona Ironman World Championship in Hawaii.
So I started training in 2021, and the latter part of that year, I started having shortness of breath. I would walk up the stairs, I'll be short of breath. I'll go for a mile run, and my hands would be on my knees, and I'd say, my God, something's wrong.
It was a rare cancer, one with a long name, but a short prognosis. Jonathan was told 5 years.
There is no cure. In that hospital room, I already made that decision of how I would want to conduct my remaining years.
What that meant to Jonathan was spending time with his wife and son, still working, and doing his best to stay active. As ill as he was, Jonathan realized that walking made him feel better. So he tried a little running. And that felt good too.
I signed up for a trail run. And when I finished that run, I was so emotional, and I said, oh my God, I did it.
Not only did he do it, but that dream of Kona once again entered the picture. Jonathan pushed himself like never before in preparation for the race, enduring pain and exhaustion while biking and running. But on the day of the race, he was terrified of the swim. Because of his particular cancer, being horizontal for long periods, like while swimming, left Jonathan out of breath. He now had to do that for 2 hours. He almost didn't make it.
I thought, Jonathan, there are so many people who believe in you. This is not just about you. There are people who are fighting out there with their cancer and all their difficulties in life. And they believe in you. So believe in yourself and just dig deep.
7 miles speed. 7 miles, I can do it. 7 miles.
The rest of the race, while not easy, was something he knew he could accomplish. And 16 hours after he started, Jonathan finished. He did not come in first, but he most definitely won.
That's a good way of putting it. I won in so many different ways.
So when the bell rings, we're going to get started. Sound good?
Long before becoming a special education teacher,
Can you guys count to 5?
Claire Hall had a different career path in mind.
In the early part of my life, I was going to be a hairstylist to the stars. So we're going to finish up.
Life, however, had alternate plans. Though Claire is now thrilled with where she has landed at Ocolontis High School, teaching students like Mason Zoller.
Kids with glasses are my kryptonite. So when I saw Mason, immediate love. Can we go back to the scene?
Now, what Claire could not have predicted is how one day her old love and her new one would come together
Dun, dun, dun.
in the most perfect of ways.
Magic. It was magic.
You see, earlier this month, Mason was signed up to attend A Night to Shine, a prom night experience for young people with special needs.
What does this say?
Mason's mom, Karen, wanted her son to look his best, but because getting Mason to sit in a barber chair for any length of time has never been an option, Karen has always cut Mason's hair, with mixed results.
There's no style to it. It's like, okay, mommy's gonna do it. We'll put the timer on. I'm gonna do it fast. It's usually all one length all over and it's kind of a buzz cut.
Do you wanna play basketball with us?
But when Karen let Mason's teachers know her predicament, well, that's when Claire let it be known she could help.
I'm like, Mace, what's up, dude? Like, can I cut your hair? And he's like, yeah.
Good job, Mason.
In fact, Claire made it the centerpiece of a lesson on personal hygiene. And for 20 minutes, Mason sat still as Claire cut and styled his hair in front of his classmates.
Oh my goodness. The video just brought tears to my eyes. Both grandmas watched the video probably 20 times. They loved it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And if there weren't enough tears then,
let's give a warm welcome to Mason.
when Mason came down the red carpet for a night to shine, there were plenty more.
If you hadn't noticed, Mason is a very happy guy.
For one young man, it was truly a night to shine.
Buggy.
Spiky hair.
And for one teacher who has always dreamed of being a hairdresser to the stars,
Here we go. A little more water.
that's exactly who she is.
Wedding.
We're wetting it. Yeah. We're getting it ready like when you went to the dance, huh?
This past June, Stanford University held its commencement exercises. The ceremony for undergraduates ran about a half hour behind schedule.
Welcome, everyone.
So those getting their graduate degrees had to wait a bit to receive their diplomas.
Oh, really?
Which did not bother Virginia Hislop in the least. What's a few more minutes to wait for something she earned back in
1940.
Yes, 84 years ago, the now 105-year-old Virginia was working on her master's degree in education at Stanford. Virginia was almost done when, as she puts it, life intervened. It was the eve of World War II, and Virginia's husband, George, was a newly appointed second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. His unit was called up, and Virginia soon found herself 1,500 miles away from Stanford.
Fort Sill, Oklahoma, which is not exactly my idea of a place to take a honeymoon, but I didn't have much choice in the matter.
There were soon 2 children to raise, and Virginia never got back to that advanced degree in education, which, it should be noted, never hindered Virginia from a lifetime of work in education.
No, had absolutely no effect.
Virginia spent decades on boards and committees at every level of schooling, from kindergarten to college, in her new hometown of Yakima, Washington.
Gave it a great deal of thought and tried to improve the education where I lived.
That's not going to stay on.
What Virginia didn't give a lot of thought to, though,
I've had that trouble before.
was that degree. But recently, her son-in-law contacted Stanford and learned something amazing. You see, at the time Virginia left Stanford in 1940, she had all the credit she needed to graduate, just hadn't completed a master's thesis. Well, since then, that thesis requirement has been dropped, meaning Virginia legitimately has all the credit she needs and has earned that degree. And so at the Graduate School of Education commencement, alongside 160 members of the class of 2024, there was a single member of the class of 1940. And as Virginia got up on stage, the crowd got up on their feet. Virginia views it all as recognition, not just of what she did 80-plus years ago, but of all the work in education she has done since.
My goodness, I've waited a long time.
It's a lesson the rest of the day's graduates would do well to take away. A diploma is nice, sure, but not necessarily needed to go out and make the world a better place.
And I do think I've made a difference in our community.
At Stanford University, Garvin Thomas, NBC Bay Area News.